Peter Phelps, our 2015 Toray Bass Pro Grand Final champion. Has it sunk in yet?
No, not really. No, it's hard to believe still.
It was a nail-biting weigh-in. You were a little bit nervous when you delivered your bag to the scales. You didn't think you quite had enough.
No, definitely not. I didn't feel like I caught enough fish today to bring in a good enough bag to take out the win. I thought other guys were going to do it, so I'm just fortunate enough to get me two, and I was lucky. Before
we talk about how today played out, let's talk about the first two sessions. How did you get your fish on Saturday?
Saturday I started out throwing reactions, so it was a combination of like bassman, spinnerbaits and mumblers, around weed and structure like that. I had my limit fairly quickly, with about 20 minutes I suppose. And then I went to a skirted jig, like a little football jig, and just looking for upgrades. It started out very, very slow. I probably only missed 2 or 3 fish, and then I think it was about half an hour to go in the first session, and I managed 2 quality upgrades. And the afternoon bite, I knew it was going to be better. Because I just caught those two quality fish right at 11 o'clock, I knew that that heat and would drive those fish close to cover and would allow me to target them with the jig. And it worked out well. I had, I think I caught about 6 or 7 fish and a really good quality bag that jumped me up into second place.
2.7 kilos is what you weighed yesterday. And that had you in contention going into that last day, and you had to run down your good mate Mitchell Cone to win it. Did you think Coney had it when you headed off this morning?
Yeah, I was pretty confident he had it. We fish very similar. We're good mates. We fish together all the time. We bounce off each other, and we know what each other are doing. Like I could tell just by what banks he was fishing today, how he was going. We were fishing the same area. There's only one fish in the well at 9:30. My whole mindset was that, oh well, Coney's going to win it, so that's all right. At least it's not a total loss, I suppose. So a good mate will win it. So, but yeah, as I said, just fortunate enough to get that second.
So you had one fish in the well at 9. When did the second come?
The second come at 11:21.
And the session finished at 11:30?
11:30. I timed my run up to the 8 knot zone. It was 9 minutes from the start. I knew I couldn't fish any longer. I was about probably a K from the 8 knot zone, so I needed to leave in about 8 minutes, so about 22. And yeah, we sort of, I come back out into a little point there. There was a few isolated trees. I hadn't really seen anyone fish it, and I just thought, I'll just drop the jig around some trees and hopefully there'll be one sitting at the base. And yeah, I actually fished the front side of it, and the boat had already passed behind it. I fished to the next tree, and I seen the shade on one side of it. I thought, I'll try the shady side, and actually cast behind the boat and almost dropped it vertically down beside me. And yeah, fish ate it straight off the bottom, and it was straight into the live well, and hammer back with only a couple of minutes to go.
Now run us through that jig. What is it?
I used a variety of jigs this weekend, mainly because I lost quite a few. One of the ones I was using was a little 3/8 Peppers finesse, like football jig. It's a nice little compact jig. It's got a little fine cut silicone skirt on it, so it's got plenty of movement on it. And I used a variety of craw trailers. So I used like a gulp trailer as well as like a power bait chigger craw. Mainly I used black all weekend. I fished up in the 8 knot zone, so the water was sort of stained, and I felt that the black made the jig stand out a little bit. I did fish shallow for a fair bit on the pre-fish, and I noticed I usually use brown. This is the first weekend I've ever used black actually, and I was fishing shallow with brown, and I noticed I could barely see my jig in the shallow water, and I thought I needed something that contrasted a little bit, so I went the black, and it paid off.
So are the jigs meant to replicate a yabby?
A crawfish, that's correct, yes.
Anybody you'd like to thank for the victory?
I'd like to thank obviously 13 Fishing. They supply all my rods and reels. Nomad as well, they do my lines and lures and things like that, and Bassman as well. They supply all my my reaction baits and things like that, and we're looking to do a jig hopefully with Glenn down in the near future.
for your win, you win a trip to the States, you've punched your ticket to go to the USA, you're going to hook up with our very own Carl Jochimson, you're going to fish a Bassmaster Open. That's a dream that you've held for quite some time.
Yes, for quite some time, yes. Little story that I won a grand final quite a few years back in my first year boating, and unfortunately the trip didn't pay out, and so yeah, this has been a dream for a long time. So yeah, about 7 years now. So.
Well, mate, you can start packing when you get home, and
Can't wait.
it won't be too long and it'll be here.
Yes.
Congratulations, all the best.
Thank you very much.